another episode of 90 Minutes of Wisdom, a channel dedicated to helping you expand your knowledge and develop a more successful and peaceful mind. My guest today is a veteran of advertising and marketing. She is the author of the best-selling book, Turn Your World Upside Down to Get Your Life Right Side Up. Through her company, Creative Wonders Communications, she has helped her clients for over 25 years to take them from where they are to where they want to be. While working as a creative director, her personal passion has been teaching and sharing lessons from the book, A Course in Miracles, which she has studied for over 30 years. Please welcome to the show, Reverend Diane C. Lund. Welcome, Diane.
Thank you so much, Andrew. That was just lovely. Appreciate it.
Oh, my pleasure. I'm so excited to have you as a guest and to share your personal wisdom. You've been doing so many amazing things, and I've checked out your website, and I'm saying familiar with the book, A Course in Miracles. I've read it years ago. Really amazing. I have to reread it for sure. To begin, I wanted to ask you, how did you get into A Course in Miracles and exposed to it, and how did that become such a big part of your life and what you do?
Well, right from the time I've been a small child, I've always been interested in spiritual things. I can remember taking my friends into the woods and lighting candles and creating little ceremonies when I was a child. My parents were not at all religious, and so it was something I kind of was creating for myself. And I started looking at spirituality at quite a young age. I did actually go to a church, but he told me I had too many questions and that I needed to go on a deeper spiritual search. So that's what I did, and started to look into all different types of spiritualities in my 20s. And in 1980, I was given the book, A Course in Miracles. I was actually kind of on a different spiritual path at the time. I was given it by a friend who knew of my love of spirituality. And she said, "Oh, you're going to love this, Diane." And I opened the book and looked at it and went, "Oh, no, I don't love that at all." It had a lot of Christian terminology. I thought I'd been there, done that. My pastor had said, "Go look somewhere else." So I didn't really think it was for me. So I put it on the shelf. Almost a decade goes by, and I'm in a very bad relationship with a fellow who's having a lot of affairs, and I was in a lot of pain. And I was crying, and I fell down on my knees and said, "Please, God, help me out of this pain." And I heard a voice inside of myself that said, "Look up." I looked up. I saw the Course in Miracles in a bookcase, and I heard a voice that said, "Take it down." I took it down, and I said, "Please, God, help me." And I opened the text. And at the time, I felt unfairly treated. And I read these lines: "You cannot be unfairly treated." And then it goes on to explain why in the next couple of paragraphs. And I just felt this like bell inside of me ring that said, "Listen, this is the truth." And I thought, I don't understand it, but I think it's the truth. That's what my inner guidance is telling me. And so I sought out a study group. And believe me, at first, I just thought it was all Greek to me. And it took years and years of study to actually really fall in love with the material, because really in the beginning, I didn't understand it.
I think first of all, thanks. That's a very interesting story. And yeah, I mean, it's written, one is, I think the higher your vibrational level is, the more you kind of understand the wisdom that's in those pages. And like most books that I found during my whole life, is the right book comes at the right time, right? And if you're not meant to read it, you don't, or you can't. Like, it just doesn't resonate with you. So what I often tell people is just that any book that you read, especially things to do with spirituality or growth, or those kind of mental wellness or health, that if it's not right, if you start reading it, it's not right for you. It's not right for you for that time. Maybe you'll come back to it later.
And I find that's exactly true, Andrew, that I've just been reading a great book called Tribal Leadership. And it was I downloaded it on Audible because somebody told me about it. Then I forgot about it, and then I had to take some courses with BNI. I'm in Business Networking International, and they were all on tribal leadership. And then I jumped in my car, and the book started playing because I downloaded it. So it was coming at me from multiple directions. And yeah, I totally agree with you. That's how it happens.
Yeah, yeah, that's it. So, well, I do want to get more into that, and kind of pick your brain about some of the things that some of the lessons, I should say, that are in Course in Miracles. So many I saw on your website you had like these kind of like cards, different cards that you set up. You want to talk about a little bit about those? It's like different decks, kind of like 50 cards, like Crimson and this and that. And yeah, do you want to talk a little bit about that? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I have
About
a
those.
variety of different colored cards and decks. So this is from the violet deck,
Mhm.
and say this is from the jade deck. If you can see that, this is from the tangerine. There, I call them the rainbow series, and there's 8 different decks of cards. They are just inspirational quotes from A Course in Miracles. And over the years, as I've been running my study groups for since 1994, at the end of the study group, we always pick cards. But we had just this old little deck of cards, and it was all tattered. And I thought, as a advertising agency, Creative Wonders, we could do better than that. So we created 8 decks of cards, and basically there's 400 different inspirational sayings, and the whole idea behind them is if you have a question or a thought, or if you just want to learn a little bit about Course in Miracles, you can just pick a card, and whether you understand it or not. So for example, this card right here, I don't know if you can see it, says, you will hear the God you listen to. Well, you might not totally understand that, but you might want to put it up on your wall for the week and see if something doesn't come to you over the time. I have found that the synchronicity of asking questions, like I said, please God help me, when I was feeling unfairly treated, and then open the book right to that section, those kind of almost miraculous type events help us. They encourage us to look deeper into ourselves and to, I think, also inspire us. So that's why I've put out the cards. Anyway, so that's the
Yeah.
cards. I also do Monday Miracle Moments where I send a card
Mhm.
every week to your inbox. And then if you don't understand it, I have a closed Facebook group where I give about a 3-minute talk on the card. And my idea there is just that you learn about A Course in Miracles in tiny little bites. Not every card's going to interest you. Not every message is maybe meant for you. But I feel like I'm not the director. I'm the servant leader. What needs to reach Andrew will reach Andrew. And
Mm.
I'm just one of those people putting it out, hoping that it goes to the right ears.
Yeah, no, for sure. And first, I want to say, I think what a great idea that is, to have those cards. I think they're fantastic, and I think it could be very, very helpful. I strongly encourage anyone to pick up a deck, but also doubly so because, I mean, how long? I mean, Course in Miracles. I was telling you, I was having this conversation with you not too long ago. It's intimidating, like as a book. It is. I mean, it is written super small with the thinnest pages I've ever seen any book written in. I have a copy just there, but yeah, just it's so thin the page. It's
It
like you
is.
finish a page and it's like I didn't think it was possible to print on a page that thin. And how many pages is it?
The text is around 667 or 68 pages, around that.
Yeah.
And there's a workbook for students. It's 365 lessons, one lesson for every day.
Mhm.
And then there's the manual for teachers. So it's actually 3 different books in one book. I can actually grab it for you right here.
Mm, nice.
I can hold it up for your viewers. You'll see mine's pretty tattered. Um, I've got lots of markings, but it's very, very. You can see why when I first picked it up, I was intimidated. I was
Yeah.
like, "Oh my God, no way!" I mean, it just seemed like the Bible. And as I had gone to sort of traditional places and been told that I had too many questions and the church didn't have the answer, I just thought maybe this book wouldn't have the answer. But over the years, as I've studied, I found that no matter what question I ask, I can go deeper and deeper and deeper. And I haven't found anything yet to say, you know what, I found things I don't like, and I resist heavily the idea. But as I go deeper and deeper, I find that it always releases and helps me build what I call a happier dream or a happier life.
Mm.
And so,
Do you have a I'm gonna put you on the spot. Do you have like a favorite quote or a favorite passage that just, or does it change? Like, you know, your favorite passage this week will be a new favorite passage next week or next month.
I can tell you my very favorite passage is the introduction to A Course in Miracles, and maybe I'll just read it.
Sure.
I'll just have to find it here because I often say it to myself just for comfort. So it says, this is A Course in Miracles. It is a required course. Only the time you take it is voluntary. Free will does not mean that you can establish the curriculum. It means only that you can elect what you want to take at a given time. The course does not aim at teaching the meaning of love, for that is beyond what can be taught. It does aim, however, at removing the blocks to the awareness of love's presence, which is your natural inheritance. The opposite of love is fear, but what is all-encompassing can have no opposite. This course can therefore be summed up very simply in this way. Nothing real can be threatened. Nothing unreal exists. Herein lies the peace of God. And it's those last three lines. Like if I was to get a tattoo, I don't have a tattoo, but I'd get nothing real can be threatened and nothing unreal exists. Herein lies the peace of God. That just has been a comfort to me in so many ways over the years.
Deep. Yeah, that's really cool. Very, very deep. I like that too, that just in that, so much wisdom in just those few lines that you read, and thank you for reading that.